I just got back from shopping, driving around the city looking for places to get parts like this, and there's a couple in the city. Tao Motors up on the 400 there is where I ended up going and seeing if they could just. So I brought these components into me because I don't know what this is. I don't know who the manufacturer is. I think it's pretty standard Chinese stuff, or so I thought. But I went to their store, and he couldn't get them exactly the same. This one he couldn't do at all. And this one, the best you could come up with is this. And it's pretty close. The widths aren't the same down here, right? So they don't mount the same. They are pretty much the same length. The new one's a little bit longer from center of the hole to the center of the pin. I'm going to put it together and see if it is a problem. If it's a problem, then what I can do is cut these brackets off and tilt them out a little bit farther to bring the top arm out as well. As it stands now, I'm going to have to cut these brackets off that mount the lower A-frames. I'm going to have to cut these brackets off, and they're actually a bit too big. I could put, so they're a bit too wide. Well, not, oh, that's the old one. So that's the new one, and it's half an inch too wide. I could probably make some half-inch spacers, some half-inch plastic spacers to go in there. Actually, yeah, I'd have to make some spacers to go in there, which I can 3D print them or do them out of brass on the lathe, but they're not the right distance apart. One of them at least has to move. So but to keep the center of the axle in the center, they both have to move. They both should come in a quarter of an inch or so, and that's going to be a lot of work, a lot of cutting, and it's going to be dirty, ugly work. I don't have a torch here to cut it off with. I'd have to cut it with a bandsaw or hacksaw or something. So it's a bit of a thing. But I'm going to have to work now on getting these old ones out because they're really worn out and modifying the frame so it fits the new one. And while I'm at that, like while all this stuff is off, it'll give me a chance to install the steering and everything in here. So that's the project now. That'll be a couple days worth of work. It's a lot of messing around and cutting and grinding and all the ugly stuff. So I'll keep you up to date on how that's going.